Welcome everyone to the I K Caldwell, our first go at a webinar. You'll have to have a bit of patience perhaps, there's a fair few moving parts. We've got Jay Wilkinson in Sydney controlling our slides. I'm Paul Avis at Corowa. Rosie Dyes here as well, this is her brainchild. And look, we don't want to take too much of your time, we just want to flick through a few new chemicals that are coming, new concepts, I suppose, that we need to take on to continue doing what we're doing. So we just thought we'd start with a quick run around of the rainfalls that have been around the place and just sort of set the day up of where the season sits at the moment. So Jade, if you wanted to go through some of those. Rosie, do you want to run through how people can interact?
Down the bottom of your screen, there's a couple of buttons you'll see: chat, raise your hand, question, answer. Just see if you can find them while we run through some weather locations.
So for our Shepparton guys, Dookie since the start of March sitting at about 300 mil. 300 mil. Where are we? Henty 285. So we're all running above average at the moment, as we can see from the crops. Daysdale, the same as Henty. That doesn't happen too often. 283 since the start of March. Catamatite, 279. These are incredibly close for a pretty large area. Berrigan, 227. It is definitely drier out there. They're a couple of inches behind. They missed, probably didn't get that first one in March. Springhurst, 345. Vandrew Russell's on. Yeah, you'll know that it's wet down there. Corowa, 267. Yeah, couldn't be any better around here, really. It's just perfect moisture. Tungamar, very similar. Abiara is really good all through there. And the same at Strathmerton. Now, nearly exactly the same at Rennie. That should be our last one. So we're all sitting on about that 9 or 10 inches of growing season that we've had, with the hope of another 120 mil, which would take us sort of 400 growing season, which would be absolutely spot on if we can.
So we'll probably spend about 10 minutes at each location, but before we do that, we'll just run through these buttons down the bottom again, if you've found them while we've been going through the weather. So there's 3 interaction buttons: question, answer, chat, and raise your hand. So the first one's the chat one, I think. So when you click on that, a box will pop up and you can just type in there either to just the agronomists, the panellists, or you can type to attendees as well. And it's a group chat. So anyone feel free to say hello. Tell us how much rainfall you've had at your location. The other box is a question and answer box. So you can type in there a question to Paul, who's the commentator today, or directly to presenters as we're going along. And lastly, if you wish to ask a live question, you can, and we'll answer it in the question and answer time at each presentation. But you have to press this unmute button when we allow your audio to come on.